According to the National Autistic Society, there has been a 50% increase in people waiting for an autism assessment compared to last year. This follows after the NHS waiting lists have reached record highs. Our reporter Aaron Stokes joins me in the studio. Aaron, how many people are now on the waiting list?
Well, according to recent data that's been published by NHS that looks up to September this year, there's been 157,809 patients currently waiting for an assessment on the autism waiting list. Out of these, 134,315 have been waiting longer than the recommended 3 months or 13 weeks, and this guideline comes from the National Institution for Health and Care Excellence. In September this year alone, there's been a new 9,239 new cases, and 7,003 of those have been 7,003 cases in total have been closed in the month.
And what needs to be done to help lower this wait list?
Well, this comes off the back of record NHS waiting times. The waiting list is at a record high of nearly 7.8 million people, according to the British Medical Association. And not only is the waiting list getting longer, so is the time on the waiting list. The median time now waiting for an appointment has gone up to 14.7 weeks, which is nearly double the pre-COVID levels of 8 weeks. And according to Mel Merritt, who is the head policy and campaigns at the National Autistic Society, has said that it is appalling waiting lists for an autism assessment in England has risen by 50% in just 1 year. In 2021, the government promised in the autism strategy that it would make significant progress in reducing diagnosis waiting times, but the figures released today show that the complete opposite is happening. Without urgent long-term funding for diagnosis services, waiting lists will keep increasing. The government and the Health Secretary must invest in what autistic people need and keep the promises it made. Anything less is unacceptable. And the British Medical Institution are also calling for additional funding to go into the NHS on top of the additional 10 billion that was promised in 2021. And they also want to see a plan to increase NHS capacity to ensure they don't rely as heavily on the private sector in the long term.